One of the most important decisions that we can make in this lifetime is the person that we choose as our lifetime partner, the person that we want to spend the rest of our lives with, our husband, our wife. One of the most critical decisions that you've ever going to have to make in your life, because if you get it wrong, if you choose the wrong person, they can actually make or unmake you. They can actually prevent you from fulfilling or reaching the fullness of your destiny. They can even take you out, end your life, on the basis that this is somebody that you've trusted with everything that you have. That this is somebody that knows you to the core and is able to divulge personal information about you that can end your life. I watched a video yesterday. I actually spent the most part of my evening following a particular story that's been trending on social media for a long time. I don't get into issues like that much, but I was listening to a woman literally pour out her heart about how a relationship started, a marriage started between herself at a very tender teenage years with a man that she's lived with or called husband or known for 28 years. And now the revelations that are coming out that this very man that this woman was calling husband was the brain behind spewing, giving out information to this woman's arch enemies on social media, even plotting and wanting to take her out, just so that this man can have access to all her assets, all the things that she has worked so hard in her life for, her possessions, her property, the things that she spent the best part of her life trying to acquire. All because if you choose the wrong person in your life, they envy you. There are some husbands today who have nothing but absolute hate and resentment and jealousy for their own wives, because their wives are the people that the Lord has blessed, the things are trying to blossom in their lives. And they feel that because they're the men of the house, they are the ones that should be in the position of their wives, instead of cherishing your wife, loving her unconditionally, and supporting her to reach the fullness of her destiny. The Bible says that the two shall become one. So it begs the question, does it even matter which one of you the Lord chooses to bless? If the two shall become one and the wife is the one that the Lord has decided to bless, why does it matter? Why should you jealous your own self when your wife is supposed to be a part of you, instead of being there to support her and help her put so much bubble in her balloon that she's able to make whatever she needs to make out of her life? Why should you be gleaning in envy and hatred to the point of wanting to take her out and still be living in the same person's house? So as the story continues, this woman has looked after this man. They started their marriage. They broke off at a time for over 2 decades and got back together again. And this new getting back together has been almost 7 years. And in this whole time frame, this woman has held this man down, providing everything down to his pocket money to live a life every single week into this man's pocket, looking after the man's mom and siblings with their spouses, putting them in houses, giving them food to eat and putting a roof over their heads, looking after their children that they brought forth together. This man is just literally irresponsible and hasn't even worked to add anything of value to this whole marriage of theirs. The woman has taken charge as the man of the house, so to speak, and financially providing every means for him to be able to survive. Buying him petrol, fuel for a car that she bought for him, giving him food, providing his every need, and it was still not good enough. He wanted her not to be counted amongst the living anymore, so he could take over everything. In this life, make a decision to be with somebody who loves you unconditionally, whether you have or you don't. And this goes both ways. Make a decision to be with somebody who loves you whether you have or you don't. They just love you because they just love you for you, not because of what you seek. They seek to gain from you or what you bring to the table. They just love you and want to see you make it in every area of your life. To do anything other than that is asking for trouble. It's saying that you don't want to live the fullness of your destiny. And if you're lucky and fortunate enough that in the course of your dealings with this person, this man or this woman, they show you who they are, better believe them. Because that first wrong step that they took, that is actually the real them. They've been pretending the whole time. Believe them. Remove yourself from the situation. Because otherwise, 6 foot under is what you are going to end up being. And they are going to glide off into the sunset. This man has repeatedly and continuously broken the sanctity and the whole sacredhood or sacredness of the institution of marriage, and stained and marred their matrimonial bed with other women. Lots of other women had children outside of wedlock, to say but the least. Dragged this woman's face through the mud on social media and had all manner of people throw shades, insult, ridicule at her. Whatever you think of her doesn't really matter to me today. The point I'm making here is that it's about time that some of my sisters and brothers realize that if you don't choose right, you can be married to the devil's incarnate himself and invite them into your house, into your home by yourself. And don't be surprised when they're the ones that dish out your plate and offer it up to the wolves themselves. A husband. I'm not talking about friend. I'm not talking about boyfriend. I'm talking about your husband or your wife. The person that the heavens have put together, that no man is supposed to be putting asunder. The man or the woman that you've chosen to become one flesh with. Very serious oath. Very serious promises that you make to all the witnesses and to the heavens that you're going to keep. But it takes two to tango, you see. And if one person has zoned out or is not emotionally involved in a relationship anymore, it's time for you to advise yourself and actually seek your safety and your peace of mind above everything. Everybody wants to keep your marriage. Of course you should. But you cannot keep a marriage at the expense of your very life. You have to protect your own self. That is your responsibility. My name is Sika. I hope this has made some sense and you've learned something out of this. The decision that you make about the person that you want to spend the rest of your life with can make or unmake you. It can prevent you from reaching the fullness of your destiny and end your life abruptly. Choose wise. Pray for discernment. Open your eyes. And when they show you who they really are, best believe them. Don't make any excuses. Don't brush it to one side. That is the real them. Believe it.